I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You loaded up on me that time, right?
Gentlemen, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Ed.
First, we have a presentation for the Frostburg Lodge 470. Frostburg Elks Lodge. Welcome, Mr. Westfall.
Mr. Representative.
Mr. Reptan, please.
Official.
Please,
Rob.
over at our microphone was.
Evening, thank you for having us. Thank you for considering us as a project. We have some of our officers here, our treasurer, Jim Myers, our esquire, Brian Westfall, who all of you on the front know, our loyal knight, Chuck Bond, and our lecturing knight, Vicki White. I'm not going to say very much other than thank you. I'm going to ask Vicki to say a few words about the Derby because she is the co-chairman of the Derby.
Hi. Pardon me. From the inauguration of Elks Derby Day in 1977 to this day, 42 years later, the primary goals of the event are to embrace values which are important to Elks. We provide our youth with a wholesome patriotic activity, to create hometown memories, to give a lasting gift to Frostburg and the surrounding communities, and to raise funds for elk charities. Last year, we were awarded 2 awards. One was from the City of Frostburg, which was the Spirit of Frostburg Award, and the second award that we won was the National Elks Award, winning for the best project in the nation. And so we're awfully proud of that. And you've all heard the expression, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I'm here to tell you that it takes the community, the Elks, and a multitude of other volunteers to put on Derby Day. We had last year 130 volunteers, more than 3,900 hours of work. We had contributions from you all, which we very much appreciate, and we had other sponsors for the cars, for the jackets, for the trophies for the kids, for the, it's just a whole, it's not just an Elks project, it's for the whole community of Frostburg and for Allegany County. We were in the calendar of events last year. The $1,000 that you're giving us this grant is very, very much appreciated. We put that towards the children's, the driver's safety party and some other aspects of the race, safe wheels, inspection, all those kind of things. So we thank you very, very much for the grant.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
We do have a citation. Let's head over here to the flags if we can maneuver it.
We're all gonna have to go at once.
Just taking the photo. There we go.
Gentlemen, please. Up front. Yeah, it's more important you get this picture than us.
All right, this is an official citation from Allegany County Government, and it reads, "The Board of County Commissioners publicly recognizes and deeply appreciates the commitment and work of Frostburg Elks Lodge 470 for the 42nd Annual Derby Day Elks Care, Elk Share, presented by the Board of County Commissioners during a public business meeting this 21st day of June 2018. That signed all 3 county commissioners, Jake Shade, Creed Brody, Bill Allen." Congratulations.
this view better. Oh, no.
You gotta go back there, Jim.
This is your best shot.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, sir. Sure.
All right, moving to our action agenda, we have Code Home Rule Bill 1-18. This is an act to amend off-street parking standards.
So I'm here to introduce Code Home Rule Bill 118, an act to amend off-street parking standards for industrial, professional, and institutional office buildings. So as you know, a comprehensive revision was made to the zoning law a little over a year ago, March of 2017. Overall, the goals were met for that project. However, there's just one small piece of that revision where a change was made to parking standards for industrial, professional, and institutional office buildings. So the spaces are now currently calculated based on the square footage of the building versus the old requirement, which was based on the number of employees at the peak shift. So it's been determined that this change has become problematic, specifically for industrial warehouse type of uses where you have large floor spaces and fewer employees. So it was calculating more parking spaces than would really be needed. So we're eager to get this resolved so that we don't cause any unnecessary hardships or delays in our development projects. The Planning Commission held a public hearing on June 6th with a proposal to revert back to the old regulations. No comments were received during the public comment period or during the public hearing, and the Planning Commission recommended to move forward with the amendment. So a public hearing will be held, my understanding, by the Board of County Commissioners on July 12th at the public business meeting. And public notice will be made next week in the paper, and it's about to be on the website by tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Great.
Any questions?
This is an introduction. Any discussion?
Definitely move in the right direction.
Is that a motion, sir?
So moved.
Second?
We need to vote.
Yes.
Well, you gotta vote to introduce.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
introduction.
voting to introduce. All right, all in favor?
Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. Okay, item number 3 is the establishment of the Allegheny County Regulatory Reform Commission. Mr. Butler.
Commissioners, good evening. Item 3 is the establishment of a regulatory reform commission here in Allegheny County. I want to also, as an aside, make mention that our review of the current RFP for the economic development plan is still underway. We are now narrowed that down to 3 respondents. Mr. Barclay and his staff will be working next week to set up some phone interviews, and we will likely have that established and before the commissioners for their review at the next commissioner meeting. So stay tuned for that little bit of good news. We are very pleased at the respondents thus far. Commissioners, as you know, we recently established the Department of Planning and Growth. That is one step in making Allegheny County truly work for those who are wishing to invest and grow here. During the introduction of that department, I stated that it was my hope that the department would create useful tools and ultimately provide a guide for businesses that are here now and will soon come. I view the formation of this commission as yet another powerful way that Allegheny County government can obtain fresh ideas and perspective. By the resolution that is before you, the commission will undertake a comprehensive review of the policies, procedures within Allegheny County government concerning land development, permitting, and planning. Identify areas that pose the greatest barriers and burdens to business growth, attraction, and retention in this county relating to land development, planning, and permitting, and formulate solutions that will remove those barriers and alleviate burdens as best we can. The commission will be comprised of 7 individuals. A professional designer with project management experience, a business representative, a commercial realtor, a representative of a union or trades organization, a representative of the Home Builders Association of Western Maryland, and 2 representatives from the public at large. Those will all be before you at a subsequent meeting. Bottom line is that we are leaning on the expert advice of our customers, constituents, and business leaders to tell us how we can do things better. Since any reform or action taken by the commission must also respect and recognize the state's role in permitting and planning, I've already reached out to our partners in state government who have already offered technical assistance for this endeavor. To facilitate the transparent exchange of ideas, we are also launching a webpage tonight that will be soon also on the county's website that will inform the public of meetings and to solicit their feedback. In all, the commission will be scheduled to report back to you all on or about December 21st, 2018. Thank you.
Great. Well, there are certainly many things that can be streamlined,
Absolutely.
and I'm very excited to see what this group comes up with.
Also, would you like to make that motion then, sir?
I will make that motion. We establish the Allegany County Regulatory Reform Commission. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Butler.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, item number 4 is the Allegheny College of Maryland Technology Building, Phase 2. Mr. Cahill.
Phase 1's currently under construction right now. It's HVAC improvements, ADA requirements, and then also upgrade the restrooms. And then part of that Phase 1 and 2 will also be a roof. This is, the college is asking for support of Phase 2. Construction, we've already approved the design of Phase 2 construction, so this will be the next support and signing documents that we support this project. What we'll do is we'll determine the final numbers of what the county will actually have in that actually after we get started. So we're just asking support, and we'll sign the documents so we can send them down to the state.
Great. Any discussion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to accept item number 4.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, thank you. All right, item number 5 is the Locust Grove Pump Station, North Branch Pump Station Engineering Services Contract. Mr. Cahill.
Yeah, we're actually asking for a couple things here. We're asking permission for the Utilities Division Chief to sign engineering documents for the Locust Grove Pump Station and also the North Branch Pump Station. And then we're also requesting permission for the President of the Commission to sign applications and funding for the North Branch Pump Station and the Locust Grove Pump Station. We have to get your signature for approval for the funding, but then we get the answer from them what that funding package will actually be. So even though we have permission to apply, we'll come back with you with the actual numbers. What's USDA will look at this and say, okay, we're going to offer this much in loan, this much in grant. And at that point in time, we'll make a decision whether we're going to move forward with the project or not based on the affordability. So that's kind of a two-step process.
And Paul, you think primarily it's going to be federal, state money?
Well, with North Branch right now, it's ARC money would be a grant. We're hoping to get a little bit of the grant from USDA for North Branch. There'll probably be a lot of loan, and that's based on affordability.
Sure.
Right now, we're projecting for Locust Grove, and it's a long way. We'll probably look at a 2-year process. We're looking at state and federal sources, both from USDA and the block grant program too. So right now, they really look favorable what they're proposing, but again, we'll bring actual documents and funding back to you and tell you what it's going to cost the residents, et cetera, at some point in time in the future.
Very good. Any discussion?
Most needed projects, can't wait. Let's get this process started.
Sure. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gill. All right, we have a Airmark agreement renewal with the Allegheny County Detention Center. Captain Lee.
Thank you, Commissioners. Airmark has been providing food services at the Allegany County Detention Center for just about 20 years now. They have adequately supplied the needs of the Allegany County Detention Center. This year, they're up for a contract renewal for a 1-year renewal. We had some discussion with them, we did negotiate with them, and upon recommendation of the sheriff, we're asking that the Commissioners approve a 1-year contract with Airmark with an increase of 0.5%.
Very good negotiation.
Is there a motion?
we accept this.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving to our consent agenda, Mr. Butler.
Commissioners, we have 10 items on the consent agenda. Item number 7 is a contribution to the Frostburg Elks for the 42nd Derby Day. Item number 8 is a letter of authorization for the Polish Mountain Hill Climb that is planned for August 4th and 5th. Item 9 is an addition, appointment to the Planning Commission of William Chesno. Item 10 is an appointment of Melissa Buskirk to the Allegheny County Department of Social Services Board. Item number 11 is a bid award for emulsified asphalt. Item number 12 is a bid award for delivered clean washed crushed stone. Item number 13 is a bid award for the purchase of a new leaf vac. Item 14, and this is a good one, is a authorization for a depot lease with Get Out and Play Outfitters for the Frostburg Depot, subject to the county's legal and public works department's review, and then to authorize the president to execute that lease. Item number 15 and 16 are requests for tax abatement. 15 is for various properties that were picked up by Cumberland City. Item number 16 was for property owned by Evans Creek Land and Improvement Company for an payment of taxes. And item number 17 is 4 budget amendments relating to employee retirement incentives, annual vacation buyback program, and the first year of assuming the operation of the Frostburg Ambulance Service. Commissioners, we have spent a number of meetings talking about those various items on, and so therefore I'm asking for your approval.
Any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Mr. Butler?
Commissioners, just one item I am very pleased to introduce to you all, somebody that needs no introduction because she's been around in our offices over the last week or so. That is Ms. Samantha Vega. She is one of 2 of our inaugural Commissioners Fellows, and we are very, very happy to have her.
Welcome. Mr. Rudd?
I have nothing. At all.
Mr. Valentine?
Just real quick, I think it's a lot of excitement with what's happening with the changing in some of our departments and the groundbreaking on the Common Chase project. So we're looking forward to all this stuff going forward very shortly.
Mr. Brogan?
Yeah, I'll keep this very short. As everyone knows, next Tuesday is the election. There's something I need to say just in case something happens, because there could be the possibility the next time we meet that 1, 2, or 3 of us could all be lame ducks. And I was thinking about it as we was walking across the parking lot today. In the last 8 years, there's been a lot of really positive changes in Allegheny County. We could say here that there's facts, undisputed about the amount of jobs, the increase in tax base. But you know, the 3 of us have been talking about ourselves a lot here lately. I would be remiss if something would happen and I didn't thank the staff, because without the staff, none of this stuff could have happened. So I think that we've got a world-class staff, so while I can still publicly say that, make sure that goes into record, thank you to everyone.
Great. Thanks, Commissioner.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sure everyone's already heard a CSX train hit 2 bridges in Cumberland today, and I'd just like to reiterate our support for the city of Cumberland and whatever legal avenues they decide to pursue. You know, when you have a huge company and you have trains that keep hitting bridges that have been there for 80 years, someone's at fault and someone needs to pay a price. So we're going to continue working on that in a supporting role. I hope the city becomes aggressive and really tries to fix this situation, because having thousands of residents have one way out of their homes is unacceptable, and we're going to keep on that. Okay. All right. With that, we have our sign-up sheet, constituent sign-up. Okay.
Yeah, I got your letter.
Okay. Will you sign in? Sure. Is there any other comments?
Oh, we got someone come to the podium. Thank you, Sheriff, for the use of your building. We most certainly appreciate it. Actually, we really appreciate it. These chairs are like anytime we can get this off of you, sir.
We have a word the other day of a about 3 more classrooms are gonna be dismantled at Fort Meade in the near future. So we're gonna be taking advantage of that for the county again of obtaining whatever free furniture or whatever we can bring back to the county for with whoever's in need in our province. So we'll work on that.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. For the record, I'm here as a private citizen. Name is Edward W. Taylor Jr., 400 South Allegheny Street, Cumberland, Maryland, Allegheny County taxpayer. I would like to continue the conversation with Mr. Valentine that I had 2 weeks ago. Commissioner Valentine, a day or so after the meeting, you publicly thanked me on WCBC, and you're quite welcome, for pointing out the error in your campaign finance report. And to my recollection, you also stated to the WCBC radio and the Cumberland Times News that was going to be corrected. You then noted that your treasurer, Mr. Atkinson, worked from 7 o'clock to 3 p.m., I believe, to correct that. That to me is an entire business day, just about, and probably so to everybody in this room. And the only thing that the Maryland State Board of Elections is showing at this point is 1 sheet of paper. I can't imagine that somebody would spend an entire day and just end up with 1 sheet of paper for an affidavit limited on contributions and expenditures for $1,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, in the state of Maryland, if a candidate has $1,000 or less, they don't have to break that down. If I'm incorrect, correct me on that. And still, what the Maryland State Board of Elections is showing, we still don't have an accountability of your expenditures from this day, and that was as of 4:40 p.m. today. Check the website last, clear back to August 2016 for the records that I have here. Is that going to be corrected soon, or what will that?
Directly after this meeting, you walk across my office. I've got a full printout on that for you. We've been working with the Board of Elections. That certificate you got is for a 2.5-week period when we did not have contributions or expenditures over over $1,000. We had a meeting today. We're going to bring a third party in, somebody that's in no way connected to the campaign, is going to take a look at this and see what happened originally. Everything was listed on the report that's all except expenditures. Those expenditures, I've got a full printout for you on those. All money was spent locally, basically with WCBC and Printers Inc. We were told by the state the treasurer evidently did not hit save whenever it went, but we're going to have somebody take a look at it and see, make sure everything's in line. We've got certificates of all reports were filed and on time. I'll give you those certificates too.
Okay, when I talked to the Board of Elections today, under expenditures, for example, their salary, rent, field expenses, media, goes on and on. Each of these are line items. And when they're typed in, for example, say you have a $200 expense in salaries, hypothetically. When that's typed in, even if there was a mistake made on that, that wouldn't delete the entire column clear down to zeros, all the way down. That would just be a mistake on that specific line. And to go back 2 years, when every other candidate for every other office in Allegheny County has submitted their expenses under each line item, under expenses, I don't see how a treasurer could make that kind of mistake going clear back to August 2016. And we met 2 weeks ago, this body did, and when I brought this issue up, I would certainly think if I had a financial mistake in 2 weeks period of time, that would be corrected.
I told you that, I've got the printout for you.
Okay, but it's not for me, Bill, it would be for the Maryland State Board of Elections. I'm not the authority of the state.
They
They
got
are.
the printout from them.
You got, well, no, they do not have that. I talked to
I'm
them,
not gonna sit here and.
and they're showing on
You
their,
come over to my office, you'll have the printout, I've got somebody else taking a look at everything at the beginning, and we'll get things straightened out. This is between myself and the Board of Elections. I've got certificates from them, where my reports have been filed and filed on time. And I will give you that information, we'll walk right across the parking lot as soon as this meeting is over.
why isn't that filed online like everybody else?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't either, and that's why I'm asking.
I will get you the information you request.
next meeting will be Thursday, July 12th, 5 p.m., and we'll be back at the Commissioners' meeting